Another Monday Night Raw in the ring they clash. Smackdown Friday night, body slam with the crash. The casual guy talking, don't let it pass. He spits the truth in the wrestling podcast bash. From the top ropes they dive for the belt defense. Blood, sweat, and tears, they reap what they spend. In the square circle, lives twist and then listen to the tales, the casual guy's intense. From the top ropes they dive for the belt defense. Blood, sweat, and tears, they reap what they spend. In the square circle, live life, twist and then listen to the tales, the casual guy's intent. Tune in to now, hear the raw show, WrestleMania, wrestling way fight. Heroes fall, villains rise and dance the violent dance. Chairs, tables, ladders, stakes, the audience in a trance. Casual guy breaks it down chance by chance. He peels back the curtain, gives secrets a glance. Podcast waves reverberate like a count. Each move, each fight, not just for the clout. Standing tall in chaos, what it's all about. The casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Crunching battles, unending tales, flashing lights, roaring crowd, no trumped up sales. Beyond the scripted saga, reality prevails. In the casual guy's realm, the truth never fails. Waves reverberate like a count. Each move, each fight, not just for the clout. Standing tall in chaos, what it's all about. The casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Crushing battles and unending tales, flashing lights, roaring crowd, no trumped up sales. Beyond the scripted saga, reality prevails. In the casual guy's realm, the truth never fails.
Whoa, yeah, and we are back with another edition of the Casual Guy Cast here. Ready to talk about Friday Night Smackdown, some Monday Night Raw preview. I'll probably share a couple picks from my time in OKC this past Friday. It was a blast. If you can't tell, my voice is still a little bit shot from Friday night. You know how it goes. You're singing Randy Orton's theme song and Cody's theme song and yelling at everyone. So I had a great time on Friday night. I was lucky enough to sit really close and not an experience that I've really had before. It like a SmackDown or a Raw, so it was a unique experience for me, and man, just had a blast. I went with I have a friend who lives in Oklahoma City, and 4 or 5 months ago, when the tickets went on sale, I just sent him a picture and I said, "Hey, man, like if you are down for this, like just say the word because I'm so down." So I made the 3.5 hour trek up to OKC for the day in beautiful Oklahoma. If you've never been to Oklahoma, man, I think it's slept on and underrated. There's a lot of really cool stuff there and some really pretty scenery. So I enjoy the time that I get to spend in Oklahoma when I'm there. But that being said, man, yeah, I had a blast, dude. What a fun time. It was a fun night. I, you know, my favorite part, I got to see Chelsea Green come out twice. She had a dark match before SmackDown started. And then obviously she had her her presence during the Me Chin and Piper Niven match later in the night. So I was happy as a clam. She was strangely avoiding the area where I was seated. I don't know if that was something that WWE tipped her off to, that I would be sitting in this section. So go the other way, which she did. So I don't blame her. But other than that, man, yeah, it was a blast. Um, Kind of, let's start with this. Let's check out. I'll show you guys some of the pics and stuff like that from my night there. Here's me. This is after the show, after the dark matches. Cody had a dark match at the end of the show, and afterwards the dude stuck around for probably 20-30 minutes signing autographs and just thanking all the fans and stuff. And he already had he didn't have a match necessarily for the main card of the night, but he was very active that night. And for him to, come out, have a dark match, everyone wanted to see Cody fight. So that was really cool that he does that. And I have a feeling he does it maybe more often than we're aware of. So shout out to Cody, man. I mean, the guy is all about the fans and how many hours he spends just doing the extra stuff, because I think it matters, and he does a great job of being an ambassador of the brand. Um, Speaking of being an ambassador of the brand, I have no idea about this, but at the end of the night, you can see in this picture the ring starting to get broken down and all that sort of stuff. But Charles Robinson, the referee, he was kind of orchestrating the crew that disassembles the ring at the end of the night, and probably more beyond that as well. But from what I saw, like he was out there, showing them the ropes. Like he was the one taking down the turnbuckles. And it's been a while since I've stayed beyond, um, what's just been shown on TV. Last time I went to Smackdown, I took my daughter with me, and you know, she was 5 at the time, so she just wanted to. It was time for bed at that point. Of course, I didn't do it. You dang it. Let's do this since the chat isn't active. We'll delete that. Goes. Here we go. There it is. There's the picture. And we'll also get rid of this. But yeah, so Cody stuck around and just signed some autographs, and what a good dude. So I was that close pretty much all night. It was really rad. Uh Here's me and my buddy Matt from where we were sitting. I got my full LA Night gear on with the Stone Cold hat. So I was ready to rock and roll. Here's about as close as I got to Chelsea Green for the entire night. Not complaining. It's probably as close as I'll ever get, but uh, you know, big fan over here. And then what do we got here? How do I do this? I'm so bad at this stuff. I apologize. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. So this was in the beginning of the night. Um, Here's me singing Randy Orton's theme song. I hear voices in my head, and I probably sung that a few times that night. Um, so this is why my voice is gone. Screaming, screaming, and uh, it was just a really good time. So I appreciate them for the good show that we had on Friday night. A lot of fun. Let's start with, I guess, the big news of the night. First off, you had Randy Orton come out and sort of call out Cody Rhodes, and hey, you need to explain why you're teaming up with Roman Reigns. And I think the thing that really sticks out to me from that conversation was Randy says it's not a problem unless it becomes a problem. And I think we're doing a little foreshadowing here that it's going to be a problem. Soon after, here comes KO. Um, and I think the tension's building with KO and Cody and maybe even Randy now as well. Um, so we'll see there, but after KO comes out, here comes the what are they calling them? The shoot, what's the name of the bloodline that Cody coined them? The Rebel bloodline or whatever it is. They come out and they challenge him to a tag team match. Cody tries to say, "Okay, well, we've got three up here. You guys have four," and KO's like, "You've got your tag team match next week, so you worry about that." And I think that was also a very telling statement too. Later in the night, you had KO say like, "Don't get involved in this. We don't need you out there." And then Randy's like, "Well, if you want to come out, like, you can come out. We'll probably need the help, whatever it is." So I think there's just a lot of tension building there. And we'll see a couple different things go through my mind as we look towards Bad Blood and this tag match with Randy and or I'm sorry, Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline. Like, I think something's got to give here, right? Like, I know Roman's given his word that he will have Cody's back, but I think I go two ways of what's going to happen. I think one, maybe the most obvious thing is that Cody does something that like sort of screws up the match and they lose, and then Roman's like, what the hell? And they start to turn Roman turns against Cody, and it sort of reignites that rivalry between them. And then something I was thinking about today is it possible that this is all a setup? This is all just a setup to get the bloodline as we know it, plus Roman Reigns alone in the ring with Cody Rhodes to finish him off. And so I don't know. I mean, time will tell. It could be neither of those things as well, but we will see. So they had the match at the end of the night, and it didn't end up in KO and Randy's favor. Kevin didn't want Cody coming out to rescue them, for lack of a better word. But he did, and he went with Randy Orton's advice to come out there and help us out, which he did, and he didn't help. And I think the writing was on the wall there because now they lose, and it's is it Cody's fault? Nah, but maybe if you weren't there, things would have been different. So Kevin Owens gets a little ticked off. You got a little shoving match, and then Randy's sort of Switzerland in this one, and bringing the two sides together so that they hug and shake it out at the end of it. But KO and Randy Orton lose to the bloodline. And I think, when we look towards Bad Blood, there's nothing that tells me that uh, Cody Rhodes and Roman win this match. Just if you're going strictly off of clout, then yeah, they will. But we're not going off of that anymore. I think this is a great way for the new bloodline to establish themselves as a legitimate threat to Cody, to Roman, to KO, to Randy Orton, to all the SmackDown roster, to WWE. And I think Bloodlines ends up coming away with the victory here on Bad Blood this Saturday. So something to stay tuned to. obviously we've got Raw this evening, and there's probably not going to be a lot to develop there on this angle, but we still have another SmackDown before we get to Bad Blood. We had the Bailey versus Naomi match, and this thing ends in like an amicable uh ending, I suppose, with Bailey winning. Um, and Naomi's like, it's all good, but I do want a shot at some point, whatever. That's cool. But the prelude to this was the Nia Jax promo with Tiffy, where she's like got her hand around her neck, and they sold it. They sold it, man. I mean, that was a good promo. And I think Nia sort of gave Tiffy a little bit of her own medicine, where like at the end, she's like, okay, we're friends again, da da da, and did the whole toodles. I mean, I don't think she did the toodles thing, but she may as well have done it. Um, so I like that promo. As far as like Bailey versus Nia Jax, the too early prediction. Um, I know that we have to suspend reality a little bit here, but if I'm looking at it, I think this is a good opportunity for Tiffy to maybe backstab Nia so that Bailey wins. And then once Bailey wins, I think Tiffy is going to cash in. And I I think there's some rumors that Nia might switch to Raw. Um, oh, no, they had the match last week, whatever. Maybe it's me making up those rumors, but um, the loser of that match was supposed to go to Raw. So here we are with all four of them on SmackDown again, preceding that. So we'll see what happens, but maybe Nia Jax is a better fit for Raw. There's not a ton of um, the women's division on the Raw show, and I think there's a lot on SmackDown. So, if you can move a Nia Jax over to Raw, I don't think that's the worst idea in the world here. Um, but yeah, uh, we had Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes, 98. It was actually match 6 in this, what I think is gonna end up being a 7-part series. You had LA Knight come interfere towards the end of the match, which affected Andrade's result. And, earlier in the night, you had an Andrade say, I gave you my hand to shake it, you turned it down, and so you lost my respect. Then Carmelo comes in and smashes LA Knight previous to the match. Then, LA Knight comes in, interrupts the match, which I'm sure he intended to affect Carmelo Anthony or Carmelo Hayes. Sorry, Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Hayes, but it sort of backfired on him, and Andrade loses. So, what I think is going to happen is we're going to get to SmackDown this week. There's going to be match number 7, right? Like this is the NBA finals for them. Match number 7. This is the tiebreaker. I think Carmelo comes out on top, and I think he wins match number 7. He gets his title shot against LA Knight at Bad Blood. I think LA Knight retains, and then I think you move forward with an Andrade versus LA Knight rivalry. That's a little more solidified without this third party in the mix. You sort of got this three-way battle for the U.S. champ right now, but I think they can consolidate it down to Andrade, which I think he's probably more deserving given his career. Um, Not to say anything bad about Mello. He is him, and I think he's proven that, in his matches with Andrade. So, uh, I think that's what we have to look forward to this week. Then we get to the Michin versus Piper Niven match, with once again Michin winning here. Chelsea Green was involved, and she interfered a little bit, but you know, Michin ends up walking away with the victory on this one. Um, any takeaways from this match? Not really for me. I think I expected Michin to win. I think, uh, I that's just how I felt going into it. I felt like she would win, and that's cool. But really, what we're doing is setting up this Chelsea versus Michin dumpster match on Friday night. Which, gosh, like a part of me wishes that it were um, part of the bad blood card, but that's okay. I'm sure it'll be a fantastic match. I just wonder what it feels like to be in the audience and you're at a 2-hour show, and now we've got a dumpster match that's likely, from my gathering of it, it looks like it's going to be held outside the arena. And so it's kind of a bummer, when you pay money um, to be there, that the action is happening outside the arena. I'm not saying it's always a bad thing, but I'm curious to see how this one plays out. And, they're giving Chelsea a big push here. I think Chelsea will win. I'm probably being a little bit of a homer here, so that's okay. But I think Chelsea ends up winning the match there this Friday. Um, but that was kind of it. There's a little bit more that I didn't see while I was there in person. There was a couple promos that you don't always catch. When they're going to commercial break, that's your time to go potty and all that stuff. So it's cool to rewatch it a little bit after the fact, and um, kind of see the things that you missed. Um, as far as Monday Night Raw goes this evening, once again, Braun Strowman and Big Bronson Reed will collide in the last Monster Standing match. Um, my prediction for this, it's either going to end in another DQ and they're going to take it outside. But I could, it's either, yeah, I see another DQ happening, and then maybe this leads to some sort of, I mean, we've already got a Hell in a Cell lined up for Bad Blood. So why not just run it with two Hell in the Cell matches between these two? Because that seems to be the only way that you can contain these guys in the ring against each other. So um, either way, if it does end in a result, I think Bronson Reed will take it. But these guys have been building up this bad blood, and I think there's something more to come as we get closer to the pay-per-view. So we'll find out tonight. Other than that, from WWE website, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, both to speak before Hell in a Cell. I can't imagine that they speak separately. I think this is going to be a face to face thing. Um, I think maybe they're setting Drew up to smash on CM Punk tonight. And then you have this storyline where CM Punk's injured again going into the Hell in the Cell. Um, when it comes to the Hell in the Cell match, we'll talk about this more later this week as we get a better picture. But right now, I think CM Punk wins that one. And I think you'll have something to come back to. Uh, I like I've said, I think Drew will battle Gunther for the title at some point I think it's closer to early 2025 when you see that. And then I think if Drew does get the title, that lends itself to another CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre for the belt match. And I think it could go either way. You know, if Drew wins on Saturday, I think you could argue that CM Punk has a case to fight for the title whenever Drew gets it. I think if CM Punk wins on Saturday, um, he has an argument to challenge Drew for the title. So we'll see. New Intercontinental Champion Jay Uso is to appear, and he'll probably speak on some things. Um, I don't think this stuff with Braun Breaker is over, so maybe we have a rematch at Bad Blood. Judgment Day battles LWO in a six-man tag match. I think that's going to be Dom, uh, old Bobblehead, and probably Carlito. I don't think you're going to get Finn Balor in this match. I think there's, too much going on with him and Damian Priest, and I think that's going to be figured out at Bad Blood. Kofi Kingston is going to take on Chad Gable, and I'm curious to see where this one goes, especially with the New Day storyline. And then here we go again. Rey Mysterio battles Xavier Woods in a first-time matchup. So I think there's going to be some more New Day drama. I think they're trying to split them. Are we going to see a Kofi versus Xavier at Bad Blood? Oh, it's sad. I don't want to see that. And then lastly, what we've got here with the Raw preview is that Lyra Valkyria goes one-on-one with Zoe Stark. And I've been saying all along, I think Zoe Stark's getting a push. I think Shayna Baszler's getting a push. We got the Pure Fusion Collective. They don't have shirts on WWE yet, but that's probably coming soon. So we'll see. I think the Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler, they deserve a push, whether that's tag or individual. But we will find out in just a couple hours here. So stay tuned. I'll probably do another show probably Thursday. We'll talk a little bit about Monday Night Raw recap, preview, SmackDown, and probably preview some Bad Blood. Bad Blood might be a separate show, but we could probably knock all three out and then do a Friday Night SmackDown and Bad Blood review later this week, early next week, somewhere in there. It depends on the kids' soccer schedule this weekend, to be honest. And we have a lot going on in the WWE world. So until then, I'm hoping to do another DFS show, maybe on Wednesday. I realize that doing it Thursday might not work for those of you who want to do the Thursday through Monday lineups. So I'll probably throw something out there on a Wednesday for the DFS show, which I've enjoyed doing. And I hope you like it. And if you don't, that's cool too. Just tune in on the other nights. So thank you for joining tonight. We're about a half an hour in, and that's usually our time. So in Oklahoma, in the spirit of Oklahoma, the Okies, the OK State, we're going to leave with a country casual guy theme. So here it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the show now, where we break it all down. Monday Night Raw goes wild, Smackdown lights the town. Wrestlers in the ring fierce, from Cena to The Rock. Undertaker brings the fear, Brock Lesnar throws the shock. Casual guy, he's talking loud, WWE wrestling bout. Becky Lynch is on fire, rolling, spinning with desire. Reigns with the Superman punch, style stealing the main event lunch. Every week we go live, listen close, feel the vibe breaking down that wild scene. Wrestler's king, this arena. Casual guy, he's talking loud. WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Casual guy, he's talking loud. WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Casual guy, he's talking loud. WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Wrestling bout.